What's going on, everyone? When it comes to Kevin Durant, many questions are where will he land? What team is finally going to cave and give up an offer suitable to obtain Kevin Durant? Brooklyn has put out their asking price. They want a star player as well as several draft picks. And there are only so many teams that can do that and still remain a contender. Not just that, but the Brooklyn Nets are playing hardball. All the reports are out that they don't plan on trading Kevin Durant unless they get the right package. Well, it was just reported that the Toronto Raptors have submitted a trade package centered around Scottie Barnes. That they have submitted the package to the Brooklyn Nets and are just waiting for the Nets' response. Something along the lines of Scottie Barnes, Gary Trent Jr., several draft picks. It looks like Toronto is trying to go all in to acquire Kevin Durant if these reports are true. Now, granted, you never really know until the deal is actually finalized and done. Like I said, this literally just happened. I mean, not even 10 minutes ago, the report came out from the time I'm recording this video. So it'll be interesting to see what develops. I imagine that this could be a huge domino effect. And Scottie Barnes, I made a video the other day that I talked about. It would be in the Raptors' best interest to trade Scottie Barnes and go get Kevin Durant. And I know a lot of Raptor fans didn't like it. They didn't want it. And they said Toronto would never do that. Well, guess what? If the rumor and report is true, they have just submitted a Scottie Barnes trade to the Brooklyn Nets. And so if that is true, then it makes sense. Like I said, especially if you can keep Siakam, who was averaged 22 points, 8 rebounds, and like 5 assists last year. You have him. He's been your number one scoring option. He's not a good number one scoring option. He is an incredible number two scoring option. So you have Kevin Durant as your scoring option. You have Pascal Siakam as your number two scoring option. And then you have OG, who has already been your third scoring option. The last thing you want to do if you're Toronto is to trade, say, a package of, let's say the Brooklyn Nets would take OG, Gary Trent, Busher, and like 5 draft picks, right? The problem is now Scottie Barnes is your third option. You have to trade Siakam or Scottie Barnes. It's the only way, because Scottie Barnes, guess what? If he's the third option, he's never going to be the player that he can be. He's not going to get the development. He's not going to get the touches. He's not going to get the shots. He's not going to be able to develop into the star that many people think he will be. And so if you don't trade him, then he just becomes a role player. So you might as well trade him. Go get a Kevin Durant. Your best hope is Scottie Barnes is somewhere even close to Kevin Durant, which Kevin Durant is a once-in-a-generational talent. We have never seen anybody like Kevin Durant. We've seen people that, are tall and can shoot and stuff, but somebody that has all of the intangibles at 7 feet that Kevin Durant has, we've never seen that. Scottie Barnes will likely never be even close to Kevin Durant. And you have Kevin Durant for 4 years. This is your opportunity to win a championship. Kevin Durant, Pascal Siakam, and OG Anunoby is a much better 3 going forward than Scottie Barnes would be. I mean, in 4 years, you might not even have Pascal Siakam and, OG Anunoby, or maybe even Scottie Barnes, especially if he's the third option. If he's the third option, you think Scottie Barnes wants to wait around and not be able to live up to his potential? No, he's going to want out, and then you're going to lose him. So it makes a ton of sense. And however you feel about it, if this is true, the Raptors think it's a good idea. And it's something that I've preached on several occasions. If you're the Toronto Raptors, go get Kevin Durant. Because if Kevin Durant agrees to it and buys in, which there were reports weeks ago that Kevin Durant would be interested in going to Toronto, he is the big problem has always been the superstars wanting to go to Toronto. Kevin Durant is that guy. Kevin Durant just wants to play basketball. He wants to be loved. He wants to be liked. He doesn't want drama. He doesn't want headaches. He wants to just go and hoop. And guess where Kevin Durant can go and hoop and not deal with drama, be absolutely loved, be hanging out with Drake every weekend, all of that stuff? Toronto. And it would suck. Don't get me wrong. Scottie Barnes is an incredible talent. I think he has the potential to be a real star in this league, but you never really know. I mean, we have seen guys completely take over the league their rookie year. I mean, look at Tyreke Evans. Tyreke Evans was borderline all-star his rookie year, was absolutely incredible. Many thought was going to be the face of the league, and now he's not even in the NBA no more. Michael Carter-Williams, won Rookie of the Year, was putting up just historic stats, averaging like triple-doubles and stuff. And guess what? He's not even in the league anymore. And I'm not saying Scottie Barnes is going to be to that level. I think he is as good as advertised, but there's no guarantee he's going to be a top 10, top 15 guy in the league. You have an opportunity to get arguably the best player on the planet right now. At worst, top 3 on the planet right now. You go do that. You go make that happen. You go make Kevin Durant a Raptor and you win some championships. And Masai Ujiri is a guy that would do that. He's done it twice in the past with Carmelo Anthony and then Kawhi Leonard. I mean, he knew Kawhi Leonard was going to be a one-year rental. So he knew, like, hey, let's do it. We got one shot at this. Let's go win an NBA championship. Kevin Durant, you have for 4 years. And you're the best team in the East if you go get Kevin Durant. With all of their talent, you're not going to lose any of your depth. You're not going to lose any of your overall talent. You're still going to have Pascal Siakam. You're still going to have, OG Anunoby. Even if you have to give up OG Anunoby, you still have enough around you to be great. You still have enough to be talented, to win a championship, to be one of the best teams. I mean, seriously, it's not like the Eastern Conference doesn't have a bunch of world beaters in it. There's a bunch of like mid-tier teams and then like 2 teams that are realistically that good, 2 or 3 teams. The Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, the 76ers are likely the only teams that are really like that, like could win the championship next year. Chicago, we saw what Chicago was. Chicago had a losing record against winning teams last year. You think all of a sudden with the same team, they're just going to be able to be a world beater in the league? And I like Chicago. I like their team. I like their talent. But realistically, the Eastern Conference isn't like a one-team race. We're not talking about Kevin Durant with the Warriors. If Kevin Durant goes to the Toronto Raptors, they're likely going to be in the NBA Finals this year. I mean, seriously. The only challenge I would really see with this team, if they, just depending on what they give up, what the end package will be, because that's something you always got to keep in mind. That they're going to submit the package for Kevin Durant, and then you're going to have the back and forth. Well, I want this, I want that. So whatever the end package is, that's the big question. But whatever that end package is, outside of the Milwaukee Bucks, I think you are night and day the best team. I don't think you're worried about the 76ers. I don't think you're worried about the Miami Heat. And I don't think you're worried about the Boston Celtics. Milwaukee's the only team that I think you need to worry about. And I think Kevin Durant gives you that advantage. You can't now, you have to guard Kevin Durant. You have to guard Siakam. You have to guard OG. Fred VanVleet. I think that they could do an upgrade there, but you got what you got. You have size, you have athleticism, you have, all of the defensive wings. All the teams that made it in the playoffs and made real runs in the playoffs all had a bunch of wings that were really good, could defend, could guard multiple positions, all that stuff. Toronto, this is their chance to win an NBA championship again. And obviously, if this is true and the package was submitted, they believe this is the truth too. They believe we need to go get Kevin Durant, and we need to go make this happen. And it will suck. I get it. Teams are going to, fans are going to be upset that Scottie Barnes is no longer with the Toronto Raptors. But you'll be happy when you win another championship. When you're the best team in the Eastern Conference for the next 4 years and you win a championship or 2, I'm pretty sure you'll be like, it's okay, we can live without Scottie Barnes. There is no guarantee Scottie Barnes can win you a championship. There's no guarantee that he could be good enough to even lead you to being one of the top teams in the East. Kevin Durant, will at least make you one of the top teams. And the last point I want to argue, because I know somebody's going to say, well, Kevin Durant didn't show up against the Boston Celtics and he was swept. And you got to understand how basketball works. The Boston Celtics knew if we stop Kevin Durant and we try to make everyone else beat us, they're not going to be able to beat us. This team is in absolute turmoil. Kyrie Irving doesn't even want to be here. The only player they really have is Kevin Durant. If we stop Kevin Durant, guess what? We're going to win this series. And you know what the Boston Celtics did? They had 3 people on Kevin Durant at all times in their body. Every time he touched the ball, it was a swarm. They were leaving guys wide open. Go back and watch that series if you think I'm wrong. Everybody was wide open, including Kyrie Irving. He had wide open shots. Nobody cared about anybody but Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant was the heart and soul of that team. He was the only one that showed up, that played, that was effective, that gave you a chance to win. And they knew if we just wear Kevin Durant down and we just have bodies into him and we just do whatever we can, make everyone else beat us because they're not going to beat us. And that's exactly what happened. Kevin Durant, you can't do that to if he's on the Toronto Raptors, because you have to worry about OG Anunoby, who can go and get his own shot and score in bunches. You have to worry about Pascal Siakam, who can go and score. You're upgrading Scottie Barnes for Kevin Durant for the next 4 years. Like, why wouldn't you do that? If you don't want to do that, you're silly. Like, I understand the future. Like, you still have 4 years. How much longer in the future do you need to foresee, and grow? What is your thoughts? In 4 years, who knows where Scottie Barnes is going to be? What if he's just a role player? You don't know. It's all what ifs. It's all hopes. One in the hand is worth two in the bush. You're better off getting Kevin Durant now, because you know what you are right now with Kevin Durant. You don't know what you are in 4 years with Scottie Barnes. So do that. Do the trade. The trade has already been proposed. It's already out there. I assume we'll find out in the next, day or two what ends up happening, and then this should start a domino effect. But as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think about this trade package? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think, yes, go get Kevin Durant. Let's make this happen. Let's go win some NBA championships with the Toronto Raptors. Or do you think, no, don't trade Scottie Barnes. Anybody but Scottie Barnes. Do whatever you have to. Just keep Scottie Barnes. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below, however you feel about this. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.